What you are currently seeing right now are the last images of a place that doesn't exist. Or rather, the place still exists strictly in terms of architecture. But everything else you are seeing is fake. Fake as in it's an imitation of what once was, or rather a copy of what once was. They are, however, the most honest memories I could have accidentally held onto. I have filmed these shots 1 year after the global pandemic. At the time of the filming, I was in my first year of living in the Netherlands. At the time of the pandemic, this was my second home. I remember I had to stay with my grandma for a month during the end of the global quarantine. Or at least that's what I remember, and honestly, that's what I would like the narrative to be. Memories are always fuzzy, but I think they're better that way. So, with a written statement ready in case the police would stop me, I went to my grandma's house to pick up something from her. She offered me dinner and said I could sleep the night if I wanted to. I think either the same day off or the following one, someone from the government showed up to test her for the virus. And she came positive. So now I was, by association, required to quarantine with her for the next few weeks. To be honest, I couldn't complain. It was better to stay at her than be home. The change of scenery just suited me well. And that little hell the outside world was going through, here I was, just me and my grandma in our little world. I would wake up late in the morning and would lounge around. Then I would illegally go out in the childhood garden close to her apartment until evening, and then come back to paint or draw something for a while, until I got sleepy again. It felt like I was a kid again, and on one end I felt so liberated, yet also guilty. Guilty that I had fun while others felt sick. Guilty that I was going out when I wasn't supposed to. Guilty that I was lazy when I should have been working. Guilty that I kept being angry at Grandma for being so nosy. I remember Grandma being indeed sick from the virus. I vividly remember her coughs. Those monstrous coughs that give away the true amount of years one has lived on this earth. Have you actually noticed how different a kid's cough, or even an adult's cough, is to that of an old person? Like a truly old person? You could almost hear the withering organs, the childhood memories sipping away, the years of hard work and sweat, all the rage they bottled up during their adulthood, the countless reprovals they couldn't say in the past, the repressed screams, but also the shouts of joy they held back. All in one powerful cough, as if their whole body tried their best to claim back what couldn't be gained anymore. I remember after hearing that first cough how I eased up on her. For what seemed like weeks, months even, these sights were my entire universe. A universe stuck, half by choice and half by coincidence, with my grandma. A character I could only describe in buts and yets. Someone whom I hated but also loved in my own weird way. Someone who always told me I'm too scrawny, but still complimented me when no one else did. Someone who was very religious, but would always love my little drawn monsters and devils. Someone whose questions and concerns and nagging and over intrusiveness would bother me to no end. And yet, someone whose presence filled me with peace. It's funny, or I guess rather dysfunctional, some would say. Why was it that I was annoyed at her constantly asking me if I was hungry or if I was feeling okay? But at night, when everything was quiet, I would find so much peace in her loud snoring. Why was I angry when she would barge in my room randomly throughout the day, but would be so reassured when she would suddenly wake up in the night to go to the toilet? Now that I actually think of it, there was one of these buts that was a constant, in a way. But that just makes me even more confused. Why was I bothered when she would interrupt me from my ever important art making or whatever random thing I was doing? But then I still remained just as bothered when the house turned empty. Mi-am adus aminte de prima amintire pe care o am. Eram într-unul din dormitoare și era miezul nopții. Eram mic, nu mai știu cât de mic, dar îndeajuns de mare cât să pot vorbi și totuși încă îndeajuns de mic cât să mai am un gard în jurul patului. În stânga mea era o pictură, un portret. Genul ăla de portret care e o combinație de Picasso și de Koning. Mereu mă speria. Eram deci în pat, cum ziceam, și încercam să o chem pe bunica din cealaltă cameră pentru că mi-era sete. A venit așa de repede cu un pahar de apă la mine și aproape imediat m-am calmat la loc. Ea s-a dus înapoi să se culce și o puteam auzi cum sfărăia. Mă simțeam din nou în siguranță. Mi-am adus aminte de cât de plin de viață era apartamentul când unchiul meu venea în vizită. Locuia în Olanda dinainte să mă nasc. Primul oraș olandez pe care l-am învățat a fost Eindhoven și după am aflat de Amsterdam și Haga. Întreaga familie era în apartament și stăteau la povești, aprobând, dezbătând, certându-se, țipând, încurajând, râzând și așa mai departe. Eu mă uitam la vitrina cu ceșcuții și farfurii și mă gândeam la câți roboți și câte mașini zburătoare aveau oamenii în Olanda, acolo unde toată lumea era bogată, avansată și fericită. Mi-am adus aminte de cum veneam la bunica acasă după școală și cum îmi preda ea chimie. Eram primul din clasă la chimie pentru că știa să o facă să pară ușor de înțeles. Poate și ceilalți colegi de clasă aveau și ei bunici talentate în alte materii. Poate de-aia eram cu toții atât de diferiți. I come back to the present. To the present of the shots you are seeing right now, that is. I am filming the apartment for my graduation project about being Balkan, but more of that perhaps another time. I am here during Christmas break. The apartment is empty. Grandma has been gone for a while. I wasn't there when she left. I was in the Netherlands, following in my uncle's footsteps. In the kitchen, There's a candle standing in a bowl with flour, if I remember correctly. The candle is for Grandma, for her remembrance. I didn't touch the table, nor do I wish to. After filming these shots, I will go back to the Netherlands and carry on with my project. In the meantime, I'm adjusting to the new reality. I decide I will sleep in the living room. Sleeping in Grandma's bedroom would somehow feel wrong. I will also close the door leading to the hallway. For some reason, it feels scary to see the rest of the place. I am adjusting to the idea that the night will be very quiet, eerily quiet. There won't be snoring anymore, nor toilet breaks, nor any nagging. Without knowing at the time, this will be the last shots of the apartment as it is right now. I still am thinking that perhaps in the following summer I could come back and hang out here for the break. As if being here would somehow equate to keeping Grandma company. Soon, all will be replaced with IKEA furniture and other more fancy amenities to, better reflect the times. And also to look more attractive for potential renters. Ik denk na over mijn toekomstige appartement. Ik zou graag overal mijn eigen Perzische tapijten willen hebben. En massief houten meubels. En 1 of 2 snuisterijen. En kantwerk op mijn tv. En een puimsteen in mijn badkamer. Maar absoluut geen popcornmurren, hoewel ik die ook wel mis. Wat IKEA me ook probeert wijs te maken, hun producten geven me niet het gevoel dat ik een thuis voor mezelf aan het bouwen ben. Maar kantwerk, dat voldoet altijd. Net als van oma.